Hi everyone. Sorry I'm looking all weird. It just looks blurry on my end. I have quite a story to tell, and I'm a little disappointed in um, Gabrielle Bernstein. Um, I look to her as a mentor. I've read every book that she has written. Um, I've had quite the life journey that I had written to her to see if I may be able to just give my testimony as well as possibly prepare some sort of book just to get it all down from everything in my journey to where I am now. Um, you're looking at a survivor. I was hurt at work, um, had a traumatized accident to my C spine that was pretty severe. It damaged and bulged all of my discs in my C spine. Um, Put my body through quite a shock. This was about 3 years ago. Um, 1 week into having this accident take place, I suddenly was not able to feel the strength in my muscles anymore. I felt them starting to weaken and weaken and weaken and weaken to the point to where I could no longer dress myself. I could never kneel down and stand back up. I could not get on the floor and get back up. I eventually got to the point to where I couldn't sit down and stand back up just from a seating position. I couldn't use the restroom anymore by myself. I couldn't shower myself. And all the while, I'm so confused and not sure what's going on with my body. What's happening? I'm 38 years old. What is going on? Test after test after test after test was done. Pretty soon they came to some wild conclusion that I was going through myopathy, which I've heard is just a doctor's excuse to basically say, hey, we don't know what's going on, so here's your title. I was put on countless pain pills, countless amounts, large amounts of steroids, instantly sent to a rheumatologist, had 4 muscle biopsies done and prepared. Nothing was showing anything. There was just this huge confusion on why was I all of a sudden so weak and so tired and not able to lift my arms, not able to comb my own hair, feed myself, shower myself, get into bed, out of bed myself. So much confusion, so many tests. As time went on, all of a sudden, one night, I knew and I could feel in my heart that it was being overly strained because I was trying so hard to do things that I've always done my entire life. I started my first job when I was 15 years old. I lied on my resume and made myself older because my poor mom was a single mom of 5. My father died when I was 11. My mom was remarried, and then that sucker was having an affair. 4 years later, she was single, raising 5 children. I had learned at that moment that it was either I work and provide to help out the family and to help to get me the things that I wanted and that I needed in life, to have clothes, to go to school, to help with food, anything that I had ever wanted. I took the different road and chose to work and to still go to school and to still provide in whatever way I could find. I am the middle child of the 5. But back to my wonderful journey. After saving up enough money, as well as minimal donations, it's just crazy how I don't know what's happened to this world, but when you have a cry for help to try to figure out what's going on with you and what's going on in your life, People with such deep pockets don't want to reach in those pockets anymore and help you. I don't know what's going on. To get enough money to be able to go to the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota. They ran so many tests on me, and even they were baffled, but at this time my heart was starting to fail. We only had enough money to stay there for, I believe it was a total of 4 days. They wanted me to stay, but I was unable to. We couldn't afford it. We live in Idaho. We came back home. One night I felt my heart feeling really weird, off beat, beating very rapidly, and just off course. I felt very weak, very strange. Told my husband we needed to get to the hospital as soon as possible, just about passed out. Was life flighted to Murray, Utah. Didn't end up having a cardiac arrest or a heart attack, thank God, but my left ventricle has decided to not want to work to its fullest potential. I was devastated. Now was I not only able to use my muscles, now my heart was going. What was I going to do? I have 3 children, all 3 devastated. One preparing to graduate, and me mustering up enough strength to be able to be there at her graduation, attending in a wheelchair, which hurt so much, so much. But I wanted to be there for her. We finally decided that it was in the best interest of me to move to Boise, Idaho, so that I could be closer to my heart doctors and figure out why my heart was declining so rapidly. We did this, but at the same time, I remember laying in bed with my husband and saying it's time to start planning for my funeral. Not sure what was going to happen next. Not sure what was going on with my body and not getting no answers from any doctors. While being here in Boise, I had a pacemaker put in, an ICD, just in case, because my heart was still beating off rhythm. At this point, I was up to probably 30 medications of different pills, all kinds of pills. I put my children through so much trauma and so much stress that my oldest son ended up with alopecia and started developing bald spots all over his head. Being teased at school. My youngest boy has autism. He's on the higher spectrum. And oh man, is he the light of my life. So you're probably looking at me right now wondering, how do you look the way that you do? What happened? Well, I was laying in bed one day and I thought to myself, you know what? At a very young age, I had made a decision that if I wanted anything in life, I was going to have to get it myself. My poor mom worked herself dang near to the bone from 4 to midnight at a potato plant to provide for us. So we really weren't able to see her in the mornings while we got ready for school, nor when we got home from school because she had already left for work. I could have played this so many different ways. I could have became an alcoholic, a drug user. I could have gotten insanely crazy. But I made a decision that, you know what, I was going to be better and I was not going to let anybody tell me no. I figured if there was anything that it was going to happen, it was going to be because of me. And that was it. I saw my mom working so hard to provide for all of us, and I said, you know what, I'm going to do the same for myself. A lot of people saw that as being selfish, but you know what, I've got so much accomplished in doing that. I sit here today at 41 years old and I have over 20 years of management experience. Every job I took the fear that I had of it with no experience whatsoever, and I turned it around and I said, okay, this is a challenge. This is a life challenge. And every job I took, I did the best that I could do. I remember always hearing my mom say, if you see someone working hard, you work twice as hard and you show what you're capable of doing. You will become something if it's really what you want to do. I have worked for lawyers. I have managed furniture stores. I have managed marketing centers, telemarketing centers. I the list can go on and on and on. Loan centers, um, gas stations, different. I mean, I was only 25 years old and I had a job to where I was making annually 54,000 a year because I believed in myself. So for this accident to happen and then all of a sudden put me in complete just bed mode, not knowing whether or not I was going to live or die or see another day. But I never gave up on my faith. But I was ready to give in and I was done. I felt that I was done. Until one day I woke up. Something woke me up. I know what that something was to this day. But I told myself, if everything that you fought for and everything you went through, do you really want people to remember you this way? That your sickness or diseases got the best of you and you died laying in your bed? Or do you want to be remembered for the fighting person with an awesome personality, full of smiles and joy throughout your heart and soul, and how hard you fought for everything to achieve that you did achieve? Is that what you want to be remembered by? Yes, I chose yes to the latter. I started researching and reading Gabrielle Bernstein's books of Universe Has Your Back, Judgment Detox, information on Buddha, crystals, believing God is my number one. I started forcing myself to get out of bed, to go and to just even lift, if I could, 1 pound weights, 2 pound weights, 3 pound weights, up to 5 pound weights. I slowly started walking, just walking until I couldn't walk no more. But I figured, you know what? If I die right here walking on the streets to try to strengthen my heart and my body, I would rather die that way than laying in that bed. As time went on, it's been about 8 months now. I had hit my highest weight at 215 pounds. Miserable. I was so miserable. I've had the greatest husband that has supported and taken care of me, that we've been together for 17 years. He has been here with me through everything. And I have this huge testimony that I've been wanting to get out into the world. For the world to be able to see that if you just believe and you make up your own mind and you follow the path that you feel is the right path for you, that you take it, because you can make that difference. I sit here today now from 215 pounds of misery on over 30 pills. 30, okay? Not 30. At 168 pounds, down to 6 pills. My AFib and my left ventricle of my heart has increased to 27% instead of 18, because I'm not going to give up on myself. And I have the biggest backer behind me, which is this universe and spirit and Jesus Christ, God. And that's all that I wanted to share. So I reached out to Gabby Bernstein through her email. And in her story, she talks about how she started as someone just like me, with nobody, nowhere to go, nobody who to go to, who she wanted to give her testimony to, that there was nobody. So I thought for a fact inside, something just kept telling me, call upon her, call upon her. She will help you. Well, just like anyone else that becomes famous, she won't help me. She won't even read a book if I write a book. Nothing. And it's very, very disheartening because you know what? Everybody starts somewhere. Everybody needs a little bit of help once in a while. So I'm putting this out there and I'm calling her out because I don't feel that it's fair. We are supposed to love one another at all times, whether we want to or not. I don't have a perfect life. I don't have a perfect family. I don't have a perfect relationship with my in laws. All I have is love in my heart. And everyone that doesn't like me, guess what? I'm praying for you. All the time I'm praying for you. I'm even praying for Gabby, even after shunning me. But I have a huge testimonial that I want to give. And I just want people to know that I don't want people to give up on anything. And I don't feel that any sickness is any greater than what anyone else has. Everybody faces their own struggles. I'm not going to sit here and say because I have heart failure, my illness is better than yours or it's more detrimental than yours. No, it's all the same. Depression, all of it, it all goes hand in hand. The bottom line is that we all need to be here to reach out to each other, to help each other, to know that we love one another, to be there for each other in this universe. We are this universe. It is up to us to continue to make this grow out of love, to change the way that our karma affects us, and to continue our prayers and to know that the Almighty is there, even when you feel that He isn't. Now I'm able to work out my weight limit at this point. I can lift 10 pounds. I'm able to walk again. I'm able, excuse me, I'm able to get up and off the floor again. I'm able to shower again. I'm able to make meals for my husband again. I'm able to be a wife again and a mother, and they don't have to stress about me anymore because I'm in control. And I got my life back. And it's possible for you too. But the lesson I've learned of all of this is don't count on any other person. Once they hit success, they're not going to consider you anymore. But I'm not going to be that way, and I'm not going to give up. And I want people to know that they cannot give up on themselves, no matter what. No matter what. Because all day long, I would rather do the things that are good for myself to be able to show love. And I would rather follow God and have to answer to the world than to follow the world and then have to answer to God. That's just my way of seeing it. If you watch this, I appreciate you taking the time to, because I know it's rather long. But if you have any questions or anything that I can help you with, I'm here. Just don't give up, okay? No matter what. Have your aha moment. And I know it's hard, trust me. I know it's hard. But get up in the morning. Start somewhere. It doesn't have to be big. It can be the smallest thing. But it's better than nothing. I love you all. Thank you.